Hello and welcome to Muddypawscrime Live. This evening we have Angela, who is the owner of Stolen Margie and Ruby. Thank you, Angela, for coming on once again. We really hope this fresh appeal does bring information forward for Margie and Ruby. And we ask anyone that's watching, can you please share whilst the live is happening? And also, once the live is finished, also please share. We'd be very grateful. So I know, Angela, you wanted to explain firstly while you're on your own tonight.
Yeah, so Giles isn't here because we had another lead and he's been all day, he's been driving to check it out. And it has sadly been ruled out. We thought we'd found Margie, but it wasn't her. So he's still on his way home. He left home at 9:30 this morning, and he's still not back. He was hoping to be back in time, but he hasn't made it. So you've just got me.
Oh. Well, no, we're all here for strength for you, Angela. So there's a lot of people, obviously, that know about Margie and Ruby. They're being looked for nationwide, but there will also be some fresh people, fresh eyes looking, at this live now and after. So could you explain what breeds Margie and Ruby are, how old they were when they were stolen, and where from?
So they're both Norfolk Terriers. They're both red. They're red all over, so they don't have any particular distinguishing markings or anything. Ruby's a slightly lighter colour than Margie. Margie's more of a coppery colour. Margie's got her left ear up, right ear down, and Ruby's got both of her ears down. So that's the main distinguishing for Margie. Margie has a tiny little bit of white hair in her chest. Which, I didn't even know she had when we had them. It was only I noticed it in a photograph afterwards of her lying on her back. So it really isn't very distinctive, but it is definitely there in that photograph. So yes. So I'm sorry, I've forgotten what else you asked.
That's all right.
Oh, how old they were. So Ruby was a year. They were stolen in June 2021, and she was 2 in August 2021. So she was just short of 2. Margie was 2, and they are now 3 and 4. We've missed 2 birthdays for both of them.
And where did they get stolen from? The circumstances, to how or
they were taken from our home. We live on a farm, and there's a little bit of woodland near our house, which is basically our garden. And they were wearing GPS trackers, and so we know exactly the time and the place where the trackers were turned off. We did think initially that they'd gone to ground, so we spent 3 weeks searching that entire area because that's the only other reason why the trackers would lose signal. And so we've dug out every single hole. We've had 5 teams of working dogs down here searching the entire farm. Even though the trackers told us where they were and where they were, there were no holes there, because it's a new bit of woodland, and there just isn't the activity. We've had a search dog down who kept coming back to where the trackers put them on their final location. The tracker company were amazing, and did their best to reboot the trackers, and they confirmed the degree of accuracy of their final location. And there, we did everything. Dog Lost were amazing. They jumped straight in and gave us lots of advice. We did things like peeing in the woods, leaving washing. We sat out there after dark, listening in case we could hear them. And it was only, on day 3, when the hunt brought their working dogs down, and at the end, they came down and said, they're not here, they've been stolen. And we're just like, no. And he said, well, I'll bring a fresh team back tomorrow if you'd like me to, but we don't think they're here. He said, I've spent my entire life looking for terriers down holes, and I'm telling you, your dogs aren't here. And anyway, kindly, he came back the next day against his better judgment, but and again, obviously, they found nothing. So it was only 3 weeks later that we finally came around to the idea that somebody had actually come and taken them, which we found completely unbelievable. We were so naive to this whole world.
Well, you
It
don't
never even
happen,
occurred to me that our dogs had a value to anybody except for us. Of course, now you realise with lockdown and COVID and the price of dogs that they could have been worth up to $6,000. And, you know, that had never even occurred to us that people even bought adult dogs.
Yeah.
That's before I knew about the selling price.
Do you have any inklings, sort of, you know, around that area at the time, or of anybody that may have taken them, or that would have known that they were on the farm and their timings that they would be allowed out?
I guess we didn't at the time because we're kind of trusting people that it never occurred to us. But then I realised afterwards that our farm is actually really busy. We have vegetables, organic vegetables growing in all the fields, and there are workers here all the time. We've got a campsite next door, and you know, people come through here all the time. We've got couriers down here almost every day. We get people who drive down our track and then get down to the house and then turn around and drive away really quickly. So they're obviously exploring, or they're lost, or I don't know what they're doing down here. But we've never even thought anything about it. It's like, we live in Cornwall, it's safe, it's, you know, a crime-free part of the country, and, you know, nothing bad's going to happen to us. I think was our attitude. It just, you know, we've talked over the years about maybe getting CCTV, and we never have. And what a bad decision that was. We've got it now. We've got 9 cameras now. But, you know, but at the time, I think we were just like, yeah, it's fine. We live in a really nice part of the world. We're very lucky.
Yeah. I mean, CCTV is a very, very good idea. However, then you have to be reliant on the police actually doing their job to retrieve, look at it, you know, blow up any footage. You know, obviously it was the fields, and you don't generally have CCTV in the fields, do you?
No, and if we'd done it a few years ago, we wouldn't have done. We have now. You know, those cameras are all over the place. You can't get anywhere near without being caught on a camera somewhere.
Good.
So,
yeah. And I was going to ask, obviously, you reported to the police, and I mean, obviously I know myself, but for others that don't know, how helpful were Devon and Cornwall police to you?
Our police have been amazing. They right from the start, they have been fantastic. Our case officer in particular is, you know, any lead I send her, she follows up until absolutely it's been ruled out. She's just been phenomenal. I'm so lucky to have her.
Really good.
And yeah, no, she couldn't care more. And help more. So I know how fortunate we are to be in that situation, because we've had dealings with other forces and it's not the story everywhere.
No, unfortunately it isn't. And obviously Margie and Ruby are microchipped. Do you keep an eye on their microchips frequently? Details up to date? Have there been any scans ever on either of them?
No, not as far as we know. We have changed them to pet database in July, I think I did that, which I really recommend. They have been amazing. As soon as I signed them up, I got personal emails from them, asking what they could do to help and publicizing them, Margie and Ruby. And so with them, if the chips are checked, then I get a ping to know that. And I know that because I've checked the chips myself, and I've immediately got a ping. Now I know so much more about the microchip process. And you know, so I've done it, and I've got a ping to tell me that the chips have been checked. So I feel completely confident now that if anything happens, I will be alerted. And
before you changed to pet database, had there been any scans with the old microchip company?
No, I was not that I've been told, and I did ring them a few times and ask, and they said there was nothing. So.
Now, I know this is always a hard question to answer, and it can be quite emotional, but what impact has it had on yourself, Giles, and your extended family from the day Margie and Ruby was stolen from you?
Well, our lives have stopped. It's, everything's about trying to find them. And if I knew, if I knew that they'd been sold and that they were being looked after, then I could say, okay, well, they're happy, and that's all that matters. But it's the alternatives that keep me awake, the not knowing what's happened to them, and whether they've been kept in a cage and horrible conditions, or whether they're, you hear such horror stories, and it's that means I've got to keep looking. I can't leave. I had a duty of care to my little girls, and I failed them.
You haven't failed them, Angela.
I have to know. I have to know that they're okay.
From all the owners that we help, you are literally one of the most amazing, owners that you don't give up. You just do not give up. And we've had to say to you to step back and let the admins help, because you do so much. You don't leave a stone unturned ever. You've done everything you can, and you're not. It's not your fault for the greed of thieves. It's never an
I understand, because they had the best life, but we let them go into the wood on their own, and wander around. They had their trackers. If they strayed too far, the trackers would ping to say they'd gone too far, and one of us would go and get them back. But if they wanted to go off and play, we were like, well, they're having a fantastic life. And I think now, well, they wouldn't. And when we find them, they're not going to. They're going to have the most boring, horrible life. They're never going to go out except on a lead.
Oh, bless you.
And never going to be out of our sight.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we say about the impact is because if anybody is watching that has Margie or Ruby, or has any information, you need to see that you're destroying Angela and Giles. How can you live with destroying and ripping a family apart? You have to let the dogs go home.
When you're looking after them and you want to keep them, just let us know. I can live with that. I can live
information. With that. Yeah. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show a slideshow now, which will also let everybody know how to get in touch, which is if you have any information, it will be to admin of the groups for Margie and Ruby, or you can contact myself at Muddypawscrime. Everything is in confidence. We are in daily contact with Angela. So as I say, everything's in confidence. You're not going to get in trouble. The police don't need to be involved. We just need information on the girls, and Margie and Ruby need to go home. That's all. Please put this family back together. You can't live with yourself the fact that you've ripped a family apart. Let the girls go home. Even if a thief has the girls, somebody knows where they are. Please come forward with information. Please. Right, I'm going to show a slideshow now. Always say it, not the best at this, so hopefully it will go properly. We will put the slideshow into the comments after the live. I do apologise, my laptop is not the quick.
It is this whilst it's get going. The other impact is it's the things that we have to do that I never thought in my life that I'd have to do, the people we have to deal with, or we it's just so, I'm just so useless at all of these things. And they're making contact with people and trying to find out.
I do apologize. Time for the slideshow to start. The internet hasn't been so, but long as we get as much information out as possible. Now this is the Facebook group, which is Help Find Margie and Ruby, Stolen Norfolk Terriers. Please contact admin on the group if you have any information. They all put a page called Help Find Margie and Ruby, Stolen Norfolk Terriers, which is at Find Margie Ruby. I'll now show some photos and videos of the girls. You can see how close they are as well. The impact it also has on the dogs. You've got to let these girls go home. You've got to come forward with information. Apologise again, the internet's not great. I'll be in the because it keeps freezing. I'm just going to skip past this one, but as I say, they will be in the comments.
Yeah.
You can see what Angela's saying. Ears up now, very distinctive. jumping back to myself and you, Angela.
I just see desperation.
Okay, I know it's really difficult to watch.
I look at photos of them now. I don't see happy. I just see desperate. I see them pleading. Please find us, Mummy, and bring us home. Oh, and I should be used to those photos by now.
It's always difficult because, you know, they were happy times, and those happy times, if information comes forward, those happy times will return. Although, you know, pet theft takes a long time to get over. But, you know, but we plead with everybody nationwide, UK and Ireland, please, please keep sharing the slideshow, share the live. If you've got any information, no matter how small, please come forward. Margie and Ruby are out there. Somebody knows where they are. Somebody knows who's got them. Please come forward. How can you live with yourself looking how you've ripped a family apart? How can you live with yourself looking at how happy the girls were at home, how happy they were with each other, with their mum and dad? How can you live with yourself? You shouldn't be walking this earth, even if you have information and are withholding information. You know, we plead with you, please come forward. You're not going to get in trouble if that is what is holding you back. The girls just need to go home. Get in touch with us. We can arrange wherever you want to drop the girls, you know, to be picked up. They don't even have to see you. Please just let them go home.
Yeah. Just take
so
them
Angela,
or a rescue or somewhere where they can be scanned.
Vet, anywhere.
Yeah.
So before we go, I know it may seem a silly question again, but, you know, if the thief is watching this, what do you want to say to them as an owner or anyone who has information?
Just let them come home, or just let us know that they're okay. That would be enough. Obviously, I want them home because I love them and I miss them. But more than anything, I just want to know that they're okay, and that they're happy and they're being looked after. Every time all the storms recently, all I can think is, I hope that Margie and Ruby are somewhere dry and warm. And when it was hot in the summer, all I could think was, I hope they're not out in the sun with no water and no shade. It's
not knowing, you know, we need to get this over to everybody. You know, that the non-closure is worse than, it's bad enough when your pet passes away, but to have no closure, not knowing anything about your pet, you know, their family, they're like children. Imagine if your child got kidnapped and you didn't know anything about them. If you're not a dog lover, think of it that way. If it was your child, this is how Angela and John are feeling, and any other stolen dog owner. You can't do this to people. Please let these girls go home. So, as I say, well, I repeat, any information, please contact the group admin on Facebook or contact myself at Muddypawscrime. It will be completely in confidence.
Or us. I know Lisa's always trying to shield us, but or us, anybody on the group, any member of the group, or us, or anything, just, or Crime Stoppers, or you know, even the police, if they're, but I just want to know that my little girls are okay. And I don't think they are.
Let's just hope and wait for information. Just want to do a big shout out to the admin on Margie and Ruby's group who worked tirelessly for Angela and Giles.
We are so lucky.
Particularly Tina Towers. Yeah, particularly Tina Towers, Addie Summer, Faina Merritt, Muddy Paws crime team, myself, Karen Fields and Tess Jones, are helping, but we don't do half as much as Addie, Tina and Faina. They are on the group, constant, checking messages. They're absolutely brilliant. And we do tell Angela to step back, to try and live a life as much as she can, but it's very difficult, you know.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, information has to come forward. You know, the girls have been missing long enough now. They're out there. Somebody knows something. Were you in Cornwall at that time? Were you around the farm area at that time? Did you see anything suspicious? Do you remember seeing 2 Norfolk Terriers? It's not, you know, a very, it's not a breed you see daily on walks. They're quite distinctive dogs. Have you bought Margie or Ruby, or Margie and Ruby? A friend, a neighbour, a family member? You know, maybe you didn't want to speak back then when they were stolen. Maybe you'll speak up now. Just any information, please, please come forward. So before we go, Angela, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I don't think so. No, thank you. Just, yeah. Thank you to everybody who's helping. Thank you to the amazing team. As so many people just have blown me away with their kindness and the things that people have done for us. Sometimes I feel truly overwhelmed by how lovely some people have been, people that we've never met, who have gone way beyond the call of duty to help us.
Yeah, well, everybody cares, you know. It's too much for you to be, you know, going through. You're going through so much, and the public, when they're looking, when they're sharing, they care. You know, they want the girls found, and we know nationwide people are looking, which is really good. But okay, well, thank you all for watching. We ask you please share this live on every social media platform that you can, to reach, you know, the person that either has the dogs or anybody with information. It will be on the Muddypawscrime page as soon as we end the broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow and Sunday with more owners. I wish we could say that we aren't doing the lives anymore because all the dogs are home. We've got to keep these appeals going to get their little faces out in the public as much as possible to try and gather some information. But thank you, Angela, for coming on again. You've been so brave, especially, unfortunately, Giles couldn't make it. He's been out looking. You know, again, another knockback for Angela and Giles. It wasn't Margie today, but, you know, they drive all over the country if a lead comes forward, or what say a lead, what they may think might be Margie and Ruby. You know, they'll travel anywhere to come back.
We have been all over the last month, all over the place, hoping, every lead dashed.
Heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. All right, well, we'll finish there. But thank you, as I say, everybody, for watching, sharing, coming forward with, you know, different links and that to the admins to check out. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And let's just all keep looking for the girls and get them home. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.